Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. My glasses are foggy. I put the glasses over top of the mask. I hear some beautiful, nasty crows early in the morning. Alrighty. I'm very old school. I actually have the club on my vehicle. I have so many keys. Got two of them. One for the steering wheel and one for the brake. All right. Feel like a piece of fiber got into my eye from this mask. I know that's a common problem. Some people have little fibers on the top of the mask. It's not gonna show now, right? It's not gonna show because I'm talking about it. You see them? So sometimes like that goes in your eye. That's super annoying. Hi, David. Devin, hello. Good morning. So, let me tell you about this mask. This is a good mask. This is the KN95 mask, okay? It's very flat. It covers your mouth and your nose underneath. Very good. Usually when I do the mail, I'm one of those who I usually put my mask down. Being that this is shaped this way, I mean, if I wanted to, I can put it like this or whatever. Only because, for the same reason you don't see people who are running and exercising with a mask on, it's actually decreasing your oxygen. So as I'm working and I'm going upstairs, downstairs, and I'm moving really fast, I'm going up the truck, down the truck, and it's hot, okay? It's hot, it's humid, and inside of my truck is essentially an oven. You know, it feels cooler outside than it does inside my vehicle, and I'm going in and out of these temperatures. Yesterday, with all the things that's wrong with me, when I was finished work, I sat in my car and I'm like, I felt weird. Like, I'm like, I don't know why I feel like this. Like, I just felt really weird. I'm up there like checking my pulse and stuff and checking my blood sugar. Like, what's wrong with me? Yeah, it's because you know, you need to sit down, relax, and breathe some oxygen around some trees. But then again, it's a lot of pollen, and my nose is stopped up. But yeah, yesterday that mask had me going crazy. So typically I take the mask down, especially I have it like down here when it's the other one, the more square one. And if I see a group of people or some customers come in, then I'll put it on, and I'll just have it on for that block. And then I get back in the vehicle, I'll take it off, and then I'll do it like that. Even though I'm supposed to keep it on all the time, but I can't. It's really hard to breathe. It really is. How do you guys like my glow today? Do I look happy? Do I look refreshed? I still have these like little bags under my eyes. Like, I'm not entirely getting the sleep that I want to get. I brought new pillows, and for some reason, like, I just can't get comfortable at night. I think I'm just gonna have to like order like a neck pillow or something, because I'm not getting comfortable at all. Got me a banana. I don't really like bananas, especially if they're not like a little green. I'll try to stay away from starch. This is my only like real starch. I love starchy foods. Pasta. I like rice, but I'll choose pasta over rice. Good morning, Vern. Good morning, Vern's Junk Closet. You guys, if you're trying to start YouTube, make sure you head over to Vern's Junk Closet. She will help you a lot. She is your YouTube cheerleader, your motivator. She'll help you. Last night she had a beautiful event called Drop the Link with her and Team Build with Geo. It was amazing. Out of all the growth channels, what they did last night was the most easiest and simplest way to gain supporters. And you know, if any way was a right way, last night was a right way. Last night I gained a good amount of supporters. I'm almost at my goal of 700. I'm at 696. And y'all know, well, I don't know if y'all know, but I remember back in maybe April or May, I had like 615. And then, you know, the purge of YT, you know, for all those subs, and just the way YT used to be, you can just click somebody's name and then go straight to their page and all stuff like that. I lost about 30 people. And I was like at like 590. Then I kept going from 590. It went down to 580 something. And then I was at like 579, 580, 579, 580. Somebody kept subscribing, unsubscribing. It was just so annoying. I'm like, how did this happen? Mind you, this is when I got my new camera. I'm about to start putting out content, you know, working on, you know, everything. Even right now, for example, I feel like the footage right now that you're getting, I have a new phone, and I feel like the footage from this phone is even better than the phone that I used to have. And, you know, things are getting better, and I'm like, why isn't my numbers growing? You know what I'm saying? I'm doing food challenges. You know, I like doing food challenges. Things just ain't coming into fruition like I want them to. And then I finally got to 6 again. and I needed some, you know, some more to get over that hump so it wouldn't go back down. And then from then, it just been going up and up and up and up. Good morning, Nick and Nadine. Good morning. And I got my coldest water bottle. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. I have a BMW behind me. I do not want to hit that car. This is such a small block that I'm parked in. This is a ratchet kind of area. I don't need nobody coming out the window. My car. Blah, 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 blah. Last night, you know, I was, well, not last night, but yesterday late afternoon, I was coming home because I finished work kind of early yesterday. I finished my route at a decent time, considering, you know, guys, I have to be to work at 8 o'clock. Let me tell y'all about my manager real quick. It's gonna be a real quick story. I don't know, but I'll tell you. When I started working at the station that I'm at, right, I was supposed to originally be at this post office. When I got hired for the post office, I was sent to this post office, right? It's funny because prior to this job, I used to kind of work in that area of Queens because I used to work at Target. So I kind of knew the area a little bit, but not really. But they sent me there so I can do shadowing. Shadowing is when you follow, starch is not the enemy, fat is. Look up John McDowell when you get a chance. Okay. YT is playing games. YT always play games, Nate. They always playing games, and I don't want to play. So, I'm sitting there. I'm following this guy, and the person they had me follow, he's a OJI. Now fast forward, I'm an OJI. That's pretty much a trainer, right? So I'm following him. You just seeing the day in the life of them. You know, you just following them, seeing how they do the mail and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is a nice area, but these houses, they take up a whole block. It's not like your typical house here, a house here, a house here. Like, you know, you're walking from house to house. No, that's not how it is. It's a big mansion style house, and with a driveway and everything. Like, this is the street, and then they driveway like does like half the sidewalk like that, and they got these big steps, and you go to the corner it's their house. It's still the front of their house. Like, that's just one house. And you got to go up to their house to deliver the mail, all the way up to their big grand doors, and then come back down, and then you can't deliver to anything else on that block. You have to walk around the corner or walk to the next block. It's a lot to do instead of just the mailbox being right there. You know, when you have a lot of walking, a lot of houses, a lot of packages to deliver to, that's annoying. And I just was following him like, I hope I don't have to do this route if I'm ever at this station. This thing it looks horrible. I feel like it's so much walking. Thank you, I'm being careful. I'm not on the highway yet with the crazies. I'm about to be soon. So I shadowed the guy, and after I shadowed him, I went back to the Carrier Academy, and we discussed how we felt about the job and stuff like that. If you didn't like it, then you can quit right then and there. I was like, listen, I'm working at Target. I was working, getting paid every 2 weeks. I was only getting paid like $300 and something for every 2 weeks. I was like, what? I'm out of here. Are you kidding me? I'm out of here. I have my little cell phone bill to pay, and for me to have my little pocket money, you know, I was still living at home with my mom, you know, and I was only paying like one bill. Mind you, she was paying my cell phone bill, and all I was paying was my the Con Edison bill, you know. And then Devin's at work. Yeah, so I wasn't making any money for myself. You know, I was like 20 plus years old, almost 30, and I'm working at Target. I'm not making enough money. So I'm like, I'm out of here. So I stayed, and when it came time for training, I had to train in Little Neck. It was like, you're not gonna train at the one that you're supposed to go to. You're gonna train at Little Neck. So I trained at Little Neck. Little Neck, post office borderlines, I think Long Island. And it's weird because I would deliver the mail, and then at a certain part, the guy who was the OJI there, he was like, oh, you're in Long Island. What are you doing there? Money, I don't know how to deliver, man. That's like me giving you guys some mail and then telling you to deliver it. You don't know the structure, the order. You don't know, you know, how you're supposed to turn and all that stuff like that. But anyway, long story short, I end up back at this station. When I came back to the station, I already started my career. When I did the training in Little Neck, so I got hired for Whitestone. You know, I'm in Whitestone. I did train in Little Neck. When I was in Little Neck, they was like, you're not going back to Whitestone, you're going to Woodside, aka Hoodside. So I was around more urban area, like I'm comfortable and used to. You know, you have an area that's the projects, you have an area that's just city, just apartment buildings everywhere. You got places like with businesses and stuff like that. So it was more familiar territory. So I started doing mail there. I was a CCA, which is a city carrier assistant. It's for those of you who see people doing the mail on Sundays. People just walk out in the middle of the street like they have no care for their life. On Sundays, when you see the postal people delivering just packages, those are city carrier assistants. Sometimes if you have your regular mailman and you don't see them, it's because they're off, and more than likely a CCA is probably doing a portion of their route that day or something like that, right? So I had an issue with a manager at that station. Very racist, very narcissistic and misogynistic. Okay, so she tried to fire me. She tried to do something sneaky and fire me, and it briefly worked, but after investigation, come to find out she forged documentation, which should have got her fired, because I'm pretty sure she's done that to a lot of people. And I ended up going to Whitestone. I said I'd rather go to Whitestone, it's closer to home, and they actually didn't want me to go there. The manager, her and her friend, didn't want me to go there because they were trying to get me to go to a station that was way further than where I live, so that way I can get in trouble for coming to work late every day, so that I can get fired. The kind of person that they are, right? And not only that, I was a CCA, remember? She didn't expect me to convert and become a career carrier. Like this is my job. Like, I can have a route, my route that I do every day. So she didn't expect that. So when she forged documentation to fire me, she tried to fire me as a CCA, but what ended up happening, I ended up getting a promotion pretty much. And that messed everything up for her. That's pretty much why I really was able to get my job back, because she screwed up big time, right? So I'm at this station. It was a woman that was a manager at my station. She kind of reminds me of Wendy Williams, and I will call her Michael because I really didn't like her. She had got the scoop from the other manager about me or whatever, and she started to treat me in such a way. Wow, this is amazing and show-stopping. I need some gas. So, I gotta pull around this bus. Hold on a second. The bus stop is right by the gas station. That's super weird. That is super weird. This area is so tight. Yes, sir. Move out the way. Nightmare managers. Never let your coworkers know what you're thinking, because the tip off those type of managers. I really didn't mess with people who were like ass kissers to management. And when I was a CCA, I used to see that all the time, and I used to tell them, like, you know that this particular manager, the manager used to mess with me. I used to be like, you know they ain't your friend, right? You know they're using you, right? Like, when they take you in the office, ain't they asking you a bunch of questions, having you sit there acting like y'all ha-ha, he-he-ing? Meanwhile, we out here doing work. That don't feel weird to you? Like, and then they end up messing with that person and firing her or trying to fire her. It was a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, fast forward, I got my job back, and that manager that was at the news station Whitestone that I'm at, she made a big deal about me. Every chance she get, she would try to like say like some kind of craziness that I didn't approve of. And it was a supervisor that was there, and a supervisor, he seemed like he was nice. I have a lock on my thing because people see it. People see it. I'm about to say, y'all, I dropped my card. Such an inconvenience. No. Why do I gotta answer stupid questions on the screen? Shell gas station is the worst. Asking me stupid questions. Anyway, so yeah. She kind of gave me like a hard time or whatever, the one that looked like Wendy Williams. And the supervisor, he used to run around like a little ass kisser and then be like, oh, well, I'm sorry, you know, acting like he's there to help. In actuality, he's just as bad. And, you know, I didn't know it at the time, but let me tell you, when I used to count my days off, I used to be like, I got 4 more days and then I'm off. I got 3 more days and I'm off. Like, I hated coming to work. I hated being around that type of energy, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I just couldn't stand my job at Whitestone. Like, I really hated it there. It was something different for me. You have to do park and loop. I wasn't using a push cart anymore. And that was something that was really, really different for me. So, you know, I kind of had a hard time in the beginning. But listen, I catch on really fast. So it's not like it was such an inconvenience to me. But at the time, it was kind of an inconvenience because, you know, it was something that I wasn't used to. But once I got the hang of it, because I was an unassigned carrier there, I pretty much was like a CCA there because I didn't have a route. So I didn't have a route for a while, and then they made me pick different stations to bid to, and I ended up going to a station called Ridgewood. Ridgewood is in Queens, but it's pretty much like Brooklyn. The blocks are really long, and I was back to doing push cart mail. When I got there, everybody was like, oh, that route is horrible. I hate when people say that. It's like, why are you trying to discourage me? $15 gallons for $39. Gas is credit price $2.25 in New York here at Shell. Face on my visor. So that manager ended up leaving that station at Whitestone while I was at Ridgewood. And when I was at Ridgewood, it was a lot of issues going on when I was at Ridgewood. When I was at Ridgewood, I found out, first of all, the apartment that I was living in, well, I'm still living in, it was an issue with the ceiling. The person that lived above us, this is the worst thing about living in a freaking apartment building. You know, your apartment gets affected by the people who live around you, whether they're either making noise, you know, being disruptive and leaving garbage in the hallway, all kind of stuff like that, right? So with this particular person upstairs, she had a leakage in her kitchen, or her radiator was leaking, and it pretty much made my ceiling leak. Because it made my ceiling leak, it was a hole, and my mom would come over and stay because I was like, you know, can you watch the cats and make sure that they don't lick up, you know, the water that's coming down from the ceiling. And one time it was leaking really bad, and I was late for work, mind you. In order to get to work fast, in order to get to work in Ridgewood, which was Queens, but I said it's Brooklyn, I used to have to take 2 trains and a bus, and I would have to leave my house at 4 o'clock in the morning to be to work at 7. That's a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I couldn't wait to bid on something, and the route that I bid on to come back to Whitestone was this route called Route 42. Everybody hates that route, but I've done time on that route before, and I'm like, I've done worse routes. Like I said, what's considered hard to me and what's considered hard to you is something totally different. And being that Ridgewood, everybody said that route was bad. To me, that route was sweet, because I went into that route needing help for the first week. I was only at that station for 3 weeks. Let's be real, which was really funny. I needed help that first week, maybe 3 or 4 days, and then after that, I was the first one leaving the station and the first one coming back, and management was just looking like they couldn't believe it. They would look around my route to see if I was throwing away mail. They probably was looking at me on the street to see if I was throwing away mail. And I actually found out I was pregnant when I was there. I had caught influenza when I was there. That's when I found out I was pregnant. I found out I was pregnant, and then I bid back to Whitestone for this Route 42. When I got back to Whitestone, the guy that was the supervisor, he was now acting manager, all right? And he just had these ways about him that I didn't like. It's like he act like he's your friend, and then it's like little things that he does to piss you off, especially the women, especially the African American women. I'm not saying he's racist, but like, he knows that we're not timid women, so he would say things to like piss us off, because he knows that we're gonna be like, what did you say? Like, why would you say that? But he'll say it real low to get a reaction out of you, so when he says it and you react, because nobody's seen what he did, it make it seem like you're overreacting, if that makes sense. So he would do little stuff like that, and I would see him do that to a lot of people, and he started doing that to me in the beginning, but as my pregnancy progressed, he kind of like left me alone or whatever. Fast forward, I had my daughter. My daughter and him have the same freaking birthday. It's so annoying. He used to ask about her all the time, making it seem like he cared. Fast forward, my daughter's 8 months old. Well, 7 months, about to be 8 months, and unfortunately my mom passed away on July 3rd, 2018. It's been 2 years, right? At the time when my mom passed, it was on a Tuesday. 4th of July, ooh, I spit. 4th of July was on Wednesday, and I luckily had Tuesday off. So that Tuesday, I was gonna go see my mom anyway, because she was in the hospital, and he was trying to mandate me to come to work, and I'm like, no, I'm not coming to work. First of all, it's my first 4th of July with my daughter, and I'm gonna go see my mom. Like, I have something to do. And he was like, oh, well, I'm mandating you or putting you on like some kind of list to come in. And I'm like, I'm not coming in. You have a whole bunch of people who are money hungry that want to do time on other routes. You can have them do it. Like, I'm off. I shouldn't have to come in, and I'm on 8 hours anyway. I'm not on any kind of overtime list. And I felt like he didn't exhaust his overtime list. He was purposely like, you know, just trying to use his power to try to make me come in. And I didn't come in. Thank God I didn't. Can you guys imagine if I would have allowed his bullying to make me come to work, and then I'm at work and then I find out my mom died? long it would have took me to come to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like thoughts like that. It's just like, ugh, right? So that's the impression that I have of this man, right? But then this man shows up with his wife to my mom's memorial. I'm like, okay. Remember, I'm supposed to be telling you about how my manager is, right? Long story, right? I said it was short. I was trying to paint the picture for y'all, right? So he comes to my mom's memorial. I'm like, all right. His character has changed for me. He's a good guy. He didn't have to show up at all. And it was on a Saturday. I believe I had the memorial. This man didn't have to show up at all. And he showed up. And none of my other co-workers showed up. And I looked at all of them. And I tell you, I looked at all of my co-workers like a piece of shit. Like not one of them showed up. Not one. Not one. Now, from my old station at Woodside, someone showed up. But well, some people showed up from my old station. 3 people showed up from my old station. But from this station, not one person showed up except for my manager. And I was like, wow, okay. So, you know, my perception of him has changed, right? All right, my mom passed in July. I'm going through a lot. I'm going to court and stuff for me and my mom's apartment and stuff like that. Then I end up having jury duty. And when you're a federal worker, you don't get that little BS $40 that they give you for jury duty. You actually get paid from your job. And it's the middle of summertime. I really don't feel like doing no mail anyway. So I was able to get paid, be an air conditioner, get free food, and just chill, you know what I'm saying, during jury duty. My jury duty was 2 weeks. And then after that, fast forward, in August, very next month, unfortunately, my daughter had something called, I think it's Febrile seizure. It's a fever-induced seizure. It was the first time she ever had that. You know, my emotions was all over the place for just losing my mom. You know, I thought, oh my God, I'm about to lose my daughter too, and this and that. I called him, let him know I wasn't going to be back at work. I was at the hospital. He pretty much kind of gave me the cold shoulder about it. I just was like, is this man dead serious? Like, he has a daughter that's pretty much around the same age as my daughter, like a year older. Like I'm telling you, my daughter had something traumatic happen, you know, to her body, and you're like treating it like you don't care. Fast forward to November, around my daughter's birthday, she got a fever again, and me and her dad was trying to keep it down. Nobody told us like we can give Tylenol and Motrin at the same time, you know, just keep up with the time difference, but like the first dose can be at the same time to help bring the fever down. And it's like nobody really told us that at the hospital, you know what I'm saying? So he gave her the medicine before I went to work. And when I got to work, I was like, listen, if she's still not feeling good, if she's throwing up, let me know, because I will leave here and we go to the emergency room. I got to work, I'm racking my route. She tells me, he calls me, he's like, babe, you know, she threw up. I tried to give her something, and she just like projectile threw up. I said, that's it, I'm out of here. And I called him and I let him know on my way to work, my manager. I said, listen, my daughter's not feeling well. She has a fever. The fever's not coming down. If I need to leave, I'm going to leave, because she had a seizure before. She's seizure prone right now, and I don't want to take that risk and be at work delivering mail while my daughter's having seizures in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, okay, fine, thinking like I'm not gonna leave or something. And then when I told him that I had to go, when I tell you, this man copped the nastiest attitude, and he goes, yeah, and make sure you have a doctor's note. What? Dude, if I'm telling you I'm going to the emergency room, like, what do you think? Like, yo, when I tell you I was so pissed, I'm like, why did you even show up to my mom's memorial? Like you're really a piece of shit, like, bro, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at it like this. I understand, you know, a job is supposed to be done, but this is life. Things happen. Look at now. It's a pandemic. Life is happening. First of all, let me let you guys know, we don't get hazard pay. The post office doesn't get hazard pay. We are dealing directly with people. We're going to people's house to house to house to house to house. We don't know who have this virus. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we're at a great risk. People walking around with no mask on or with just their nose out and stuff like that. So, you know, we don't get any hazard pay. You know what I'm saying? We're not appreciated for our job. People are home. They're ordering so many things and we have to deliver it. And nobody gives us a thank you or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So people really like give us their ass to kiss. You know, and it's like how do you know, you just have to go with the flow. So it's like, you know, mail was getting delivered before I got hired to this job, and it's going to get delivered once I leave. And I used to always say this, like, listen, if I was to drop dead today, oh, y'all not going to deliver mail to my route no more? No, y'all going to have somebody deliver it. So it ain't that much of a big loss. You know what I'm saying? You can find somebody who can do it. And at that point, I'm bringing up for a very good reason. Perfect example. Oh, let me finish my point with that, though. My daughter ended up having another seizure when we went to the hospital. And I called him to let him know it. But, of course, he didn't answer his phone. So I texted to him. I said, oh, yeah. And just so you know, my daughter ended up having a seizure. And I'm not coming to work. And I will have a doctor's note, saying that that's all you care about. So, fast forward. On Monday, my mother-in-law had a doctor's appointment, and I didn't have anybody to watch her because her appointment was in the afternoon. And I knew this since Friday. I knew this since Friday, but Friday was my mom's memorial. Saturday was the holiday, so I didn't want to bother him. Yeah, I have IG. I have you on IG, Vern. Can I comment in here? Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna come up. I thought I wrote it. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, so I told him, hey, I don't think no, I didn't say I don't think. I texted him on Sunday and I said, hey, listen, my mother-in-law has an appointment in the afternoon. You know, there was no mail delivery on Saturday because it's the 4th of July. Monday mail's typically heavy. For you guys who don't know, if you're used to seeing your mailman at a certain time for the rest of the week, Monday you're not going to see him at that time because mail is heavy because they're delivering Sunday plus Monday's mail. Okay, it's a lot of packages, a lot of mail. If there was no mail Saturday, that means that on Monday mail, it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday mail. Because remember, Sunday there's no mail delivery, but mail and packages still accumulate. So this is 3 days worth of mail that's being delivered on Monday. Okay, so I knew that things were going to be heavy. But life happens. There's nothing I can do. If I hit you up and I say, hey, listen, my mother-in-law has an appointment, I can't come in. Is that a parking spot? No, I can't come in, but is it a way for me to swap my day? Now, this weekend, this Friday, Saturday is my day off. I have the weekend off. I had the weekend off last week because I swapped my day from Thursday to Friday because I wanted to have my mom's Memorial Day off. So I end up having Friday, Saturday because of the holiday, and Sunday because I'm a career carrier. I don't work on Sundays anymore. So I had the weekend off. This week, I actually do have the weekend off. Our day off is rotating. So if it's Monday this week, next week is Tuesday, then the next week is Wednesday, but you always have Sunday off, so it's Sunday and a day of the week, like that, right? So okay, you got it, Vern? So I asked him if I could swap days so I wouldn't lose out on time. You know, Monday and Friday is a part of the work week. It's Saturday to Friday. That's how our work week goes. Saturday all the way to Friday. So I asked him if I could switch my Monday and Friday because I didn't have anybody to watch my daughter. He called me by my first name in the text and said, oh, I know things happen. I try to be accommodating, but try to find somebody, pretty much. And I'm just like, oh, he told me Monday mail is going to be heavy. It's going to be a hard day, but try to find somebody. And I'm just like, if I'm calling you to ask to swap a day, obviously I can't find anybody. I'm just letting you know I'm pretty much in the text letting you know I'm not coming in, but I want to know if I could swap the day. And it's like, you should have just said yes instead of saying, oh, you should find an alternative. I said, you know, I don't hardly have any family up here, and then it's a pandemic. He goes, I know, miss. So I went from my first name to miss. And in this job, everybody calls everybody by their last name, right? So, but he went from texting me my first name to miss. Okay, no problem. So I called out, and I came in yesterday. He didn't give me a 3971. I called out and I used sick time, right? And he didn't give me a paper that says, you know, that says, oh, you called out on this day and you gotta sign it, right? So I'm like, all right, you're not gonna give me the paper? No worries to me, because I have the confirmation from when I called out all the time. So even if he be like, oh, this and that, I'm like, well, I have the confirmation here, I called out, so whatever. So I'm thinking in his little mind, he's gonna try to say, oh, Friday you coming in, right? Because I'm gonna be like, why would I come in if I called out and used my sick time on Monday? Because that means that I'm only working Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and I'm off. And today's Tuesday. Okay? So, wait. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm off. You know, so today's Wednesday. I'm bugging out. I'm getting hot. I'm starting to sweat. I don't want to turn the air on because then, you know, you guys can't hear me. So, long story short, this is the end of it because I got to get ready to get going. But he didn't say anything to me about it. So I'm thinking that he's going to be sneaky and try to do that. That's one. Two, I finished my route real fast. Like I told y'all in the beginning of this live. And when I came back kind of early. And I'm like, all right, let me get ready because I don't have any uniforms that's clean for the rest of the week. So I'm like, all right, let me go home and relieve my mother-in-law. I can wash my clothes and then she can go home and do what she needs to do. I can relieve her early. So I'm getting ready to leave out. This dude has the audacity to come to me and say, oh, can you do a few parcels for me? What? What did you ask me? Are you serious? Is that a serious question? I don't think it's a serious question. I don't think he just asked me that. So I asked you to help me out and do a favor, but you want me to help you out and do a favor? Not only that, here's where the real gag of it is. In this job, it's something called a pivot, right? So if a route is 8 hours, right? And they ask you, oh, I want you to do an hour on this route, but I want you to pivot 30 minutes. Pivot in layman's terms means work for free. So I want you to do an hour's worth of work, but because I feel, or the paperwork for the route suggests that that hour the mail is low because you're gonna finish it fast. You're gonna finish it faster than you would normally finish it. I want you to only get paid for a half hour of work instead of an hour's worth of work because I know you're gonna finish it in a half an hour. You don't know that. And I don't work for free, okay? Yes, he is very dumb. So if I'm done early, I'm supposed to clock out at 4:30 and it's 3 o'clock and you want me to do some parcels, and if I'm still done before 4:30, what does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, you got me to work for free? I think the fuck not. That ain't happening. But I got a clown mask on. I look like Boo Boo the Fool. No, I'm out of here. I got something to do. The mail can be delivered by somebody else who money hungry, who want to do some shit. Not me, okay? The mail was delivered before I was here, and it's going to be delivered when I'm gone, okay? So that's my manager, okay? You want me to do something for you, but you don't want to do something for me. Mind you, this past month, like in June, I had heart doctor's appointments, diabetes appointments, and I still came to work after those appointments at 2 o'clock out here delivering mail, and it's raining from my car because I was grounded because I had an accident because of a stupid landscaping truck that I tried to go around that was parked on the wrong side of the street facing me, that had a gate that was like hooked onto the side of their truck, and as I'm passing by, the gate hooks onto my mirror and opens and messes up my mirror and stuff like that. But I was to blame because I was moving the vehicle or whatever, even though whatever, but I was grounded and I had to use my personal vehicle to deliver mail, and I still came in and did what I had to do. Y'all give me a pound on the back for that? That helped me out? No. Out of all them times, I didn't call out or nothing. I came to work. I just worked later, and then I accommodated and worked from my car. I still was able to do certain things. And the one time I say, hey, can I swap a day because I don't have anybody? You go, find somebody. Wow. And then when I finish work early for my own personal reasons, oh, can you just... No, fuck out of here. I mean... the stuff at this job, it be hilarious. It be funny. Let me blast myself real quick, y'all. Woo! Woo! See y'all later. Watch the car for me. All right, let's go, y'all. Yeah, that's a big no for me too. Make sure I'm not in somebody's driveway, because let me tell you, these people over here, something else. I feel like I'm walking on something. You hear my flip-flops? I have my Victoria's Secret pink flip-flops with me because after working all day, sneakers, who wants to you know, you want to take them off and relax your feet. These flip-flops are comfortable. I don't feel like turning the camera. I hope y'all can see that. Ashy ankle and all. Today, I feel like it's gonna be humid. I'm gonna try my best to what the heck? It was a mouse. There's a mouse eating the garbage. That's why I don't like parking on this block right here. One time I opened my hood because I didn't like how it was sounding. I found a piece of tissue on my engine. All right, babe, see you later. I don't know that much about cars, and I don't claim to, but I didn't realize that there's nothing underneath your car to stop you from like messing with somebody's engine. Almost there, y'all. Also, in Whitestone, it was a big Black Lives Matter movement. So a lot of young people out there. They put up a lot of signs and just positive support. They weren't being rowdy. There's a lot of Caucasian people. And it's like every day you drive over there, there's more and more signs taken down. And then they put them back up. And it was like, stop taking down our signs. Da, 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 da. And then somebody wrote, if you take down this sign, you're a racist. And that was the only sign that was left. And somebody took it down. I said, oh, listen, hey, you know how they feel. All right, I'm at work. It's my truck. I gotta go inside, I gotta wash my hands, gotta disinfect my phone because I touched everything after getting gas. Potato 3. Alright guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!